yeah. So, whatever. So, anyway, it's possible, this is why I let you hear that. It's possible there is an appointment. C'est possible qu'il y... Which one's that going to be if it's possible? So it could be 50%, so that would be less than 70, so that would be subjunctive. C'est possible qu'il y ait un rendezvous. It's likely there's an appointment on Saturday. C'est probable, that's 70%, so that's going to be indicative. C'est probable qu'il y a un rendezvous samedi. It's certain there's an appointment on Saturday. C'est certain qu'il y a un rendezvous samedi. Okay? I think there's an appointment on Saturday. Je pense qu'il y a un rendezvous samedi. I don't think. So in other words, I'm now making those verbs penser, croire or espérer negative or a question, in which case they're now going to go to subjunctive. So je pense pas qu'il y ait. I don't think there is. Notice guys, the verb I'm using is il y a, which is the expression for there is. So it, there has. So he is nice. Il est sympa. I don't think he's nice. Je pense pas qu'il soit sympa. Yeah. So in other words, if I make espérer or penser or croire negative or a question, it will become subjunctive. So for example, do you think there's an appointment on Saturday? Penses-tu qu'il y ait? Now, tu penses normally is just, you know, indicative, isn't it? But penses-tu qu'il y ait? If I made one of my neutral statements, impersonal statements that had a definite or a probable sounding word, negative, or a question, that would now become subjunctive. So, est-il certain que il y ait? Or, you know, il n'est pas certain qu'il y ait. Yeah? So, in other words, that's basically what we're saying. We're saying our big two areas of common indicatives, think, believe, and hope, and impersonal statements with a definite sounding word, there we go, are going to now change. They're going to now change. The only time that this is going to get interesting is if you've got a negative and an interrogative. So, for example, if you had, is it not true that? N'est-il pas certain que? That would ironically, although it is both an interrogative means question, like to interrogate, it is a question and a negative, that would be indicative normal. So it's kind of like when two minuses make a plus, yeah? So I will give you the website underneath. I hope, Nisha, this has been useful. It's actually useful for me to think, actually, I don't think I've covered this recently. So here's some examples. I don't think he's French. Je pense pas qu'il soit français. Yeah? I don't think she's coming. Je pense pas qu'elle vienne. Yeah? Yeah? Commonly, I don't think is always going to be subjunctive afterwards. Yeah? It's certain he's coming. Oh non, c'est certain qu'il vient. It's not certain he's coming. C'est pas certain qu'il vienne. Yeah? So negatives and questions, interrogatives with it's or it is plus a definite or a probable sounding word will go subjunctive. Our favourite verbs of statement, penser, croire, whatever, will not be subjunctive unless they also go negative and interrogative. Now, a final little note. If you used je pense, then the next sentence introduced an impersonal statement that was just normal. So in other words, it wasn't a definite impersonal statement. So if you say, for example, je pense que, then the next verb is going to be normal. It's going to be indicative. Je pense qu'il vient. I think he's coming. If you said, I think it's fantastic that he's coming, even though you started with one of our verbs that like the indicative, you're still then bringing in a normal impersonal statement without a definite adjective. So, je pense que c'est certain qu'il... No, je pense que c'est bizarre qu'il vienne. You know, that would then, for me, then become subjunctive because you're still then bringing in. So in other words, he comes is not then immediately following je pense. It's following the impersonal statement. So je pense que would invite the indicative. So je pense que c'est certain, as opposed to je ne pense pas que ça soit certain. But then the verb after the c'est no, not certain. What am I saying? Je pense pas que ce soit... I don't think it's weird. Je pense pas que ce soit bizarre. But if I said I think it's weird that, je pense que c'est bizarre que, you've still just introduced a new impersonal statement. So in other words, be careful when people go, yeah, but je pense gives me an indicative, you told me. Yes, but if you're then bringing in I think that, it's, and then an impersonal, you're then going to be, there's the appointment. You've then got the two things doing different things. So I think that the next verb will be part of your impersonal statement. I think that it's, that's going to be normal. But then the it's introduction. So in other words, you've got two que, haven't you? You've got je pense que, c'est bizarre que, and after the first que you've got normal, and after the second que you've got subjunctive. So that's a little bit highbrow, but very common. I mean, you know, we commonly say I think that. So I hope this has all been useful for you. Nisha, thank you for being my muse. I had a lovely video this week, I had a lovely email this week from, who did I have this one that asked about meilleur? Who asked about that? Somebody asked about meilleur. I can't remember. Anyway, somebody asked if there's a video on meilleur versus mieux, and I might have to do that. Yeah. Yes, so I can't remember who it was that sent about that. Let me just make sure I've got this to check, because otherwise that'll be a bit of a worry. I don't know, but someone asked about that. I'll have to have a little hunt. So, good. I will attach the links in the description underneath. I will attach the worksheets that are underneath. All my information is underneath in the description. If any of this isn't clear, do please let me know, and I hope this has been useful for you. Because it really, really is core French, isn't it? To say, it's certain that, or it's not certain that, you know? So I really, really hope this has been useful. Okay guys, take care.